Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. In this series we're going to be heading out to Central Australia, trying to find as many reptiles as we can out there. It's currently 4 AM. I'm waiting on Amy just to finish getting ready and then we can get onto the road. We've got about a 10.5 hour drive out to Mildura, and from there we've got another 2 hours to our spot that we're going to herp in Western New South Wales. Hopefully we're going to find jeweled geckos tonight. Conditions aren't looking too good, but we're just going to give it a crack anyway and see how we go. And hopefully we get a few reptiles on the way out there. Mid-20s is usually pretty good for diurnal species, so fingers crossed, and should be a good day. Just got the first reptile of the trip. Nice little eastern bearded dragon, showing off its impressive defense display. He's trying to make himself look very big to scare me off. And you can tell it's an eastern bearded dragon. They've got bright yellow mouths. It kind of separates them from central bearded dragons. But he's showing me how big and tough he is. We've just got trucks and cars going past. He's lucky he didn't get hit. It's good to see reptiles are on the move. Here's our first central bearded dragon of the trip. I just saw him bobbing his head. Oh, there he goes. He was just bobbing his head on that log. Sorry, there's heaps of trucks and cars going past. We'll go see if we can try to find him. Alright, so we just finished up at Mildura. We had a bite to eat, fuel up the car, and now we're just heading a bit more north. We're just trying to find some spinifex habitat to try to find these elderai. They live in the spinifex hammocks that I found in the Mallee type habitat. So fingers crossed we get one tonight. We're just cruising slowly to hopefully find a snake. We saw a dead strap snout brown just earlier, so the snakes are moving and hopefully we can get onto one. After a couple hours of driving, we finally found some habitat. The jeweled geckos out here live in this spinifex. It's a very spiky bush that covers most of Australia. And I think the habitat looks pretty decent for smooth knobtail geckos as well. It's not too warm at the moment, so we've only got a short amount of time after dark to really find them, I reckon. But I reckon we should be in for a shot. Look at the sunset. So yeah, hopefully later tonight when it gets darker, we'll go out looking and find some. We were just walking around a spinifex and we got this female knobby dragon, I'm pretty sure. Different colours out here, although the females are usually a bit greyer. Still really awesome, really late in the afternoon. It's about 25 degrees. She was just sitting on this little log here. Awesome habitat she's in as well. That's pretty cool. first gecko of the night. That's not a deteller. Is this beaded gecko. This looks like to be a gravid female. They're very common in arid Australia, although first time seeing one for me, I'm pretty sure. Gorgeous little species. I adore these little geckos. I shined him from across the sand dune. Not a jeweled gecko, but a gecko nonetheless. Yet another beaded gecko. I saw another one earlier as well. They seem to be out a bit. Although not really the species we're looking for. I'm going to give it another half an hour and I think I might call it. Still pretty cool to see. Just come across the species of blind snake. I'm not too sure what it is. They're very hard to tell. I was just about to give up and I just saw this guy cruising around. They feed exclusively on ants and ant eggs, I'm pretty sure. Normally they live under the ground. I wonder why these guys are not under the ground at the moment. Still a pretty interesting find. Oh well, it's 11 o'clock at night, the wind's starting to pick up and the temperatures are really dropping. So I think I'm just going to head back to our camp. Amy's already in bed. And get up early and hopefully for a snake tomorrow morning. It's a shame we missed out on eldereye and levis. Would have been really good to see them tonight. Although that's just herping sometimes. Can't always get what you ask for. Oh well. See you guys in the morning. Morning everyone, we just woke up and had some breakfast. It was a pretty lovely sunrise this morning. So we're about to head north to Broken Hill. We've got to go that way, about 120 k's. And then after that we're heading into South Australia. So our final destination is Panat Lagoon today. Going to try to look for a knobtail gecko species that's only found in that one area. Ew! Alright guys, so we just got our first proper target for the trip, and it's this western blue-tongue lizard. This is probably the South Australian form. It's not as pretty as the sandy spinifex country. Well, I'm still really stoked. He's a pretty old and beaten up lizard. My first ever occipitalis in the wild. Their scientific name's Taliqua occipitalis, and you can see that giant fleshy tongue he keeps sticking out.
It's a blue color, and blue is usually associated with poison or toxic. They're not toxic at all, although he's trying to show us how big and scary he is. And if you eat me, you may die of poison. I am so excited and so happy to get this animal. This is a pretty big bucket list species for me. Whew. Alright everyone, well, we're well and truly in South Australia now. We're heading north. We just fueled up at Port Augusta and Habitat. We're kind of heading up this way. Going to try to find some habitat for Varanus gilleni, or Gillen's monitors, little arboreal goannas. And we're going to try to look for them this afternoon. And then tonight, hopefully some Panat Lagoon knobtails. We haven't seen much since the Western Bluey. Only a couple of central bearded dragons and heaps of dead shinglebacks. Alright, well, I'll update you all when we find some habitat. Alright, so we just pulled over on the side of the highway. Found some habitat that looks promising. These lizards live in this mulga. In some usually dead trees. They live in the cracks and crevices in the dead trees, although I will be definitely looking in the live trees as well. Beautiful habitat. Wish us luck. Now we're just starting to finally get into the habitat of these Panat Lagoon knobtail geckos. Starting to get a few more sand dunes. It's a bit different to where the other knobtails live. The other ones kind of like living in the spinifex country. I think these guys kind of like a bit more mulga. They're only found in this restricted area. Can't wait to get out there and start looking for them tonight. We finally made it to the spot we'll be herping tonight. I'm just currently walking around the sand dunes, trying to see if I can find any lizards. I'm kind of hoping I'll just luck upon a Gillen's monitor while Amy's cooking dinner. So we're gonna eat. We're gonna road cruise for the first hour after dark, and then after that we'll be trying to find the Panat Lagoon knobtail. I'm very, very, very excited. It's a new species of knobtail gecko for me, so wish us luck, and I'll update you when we start road cruising. Sun's just setting. Time to find some wildlife. Yoo-hoo! First find of the night is this gecko. This beaked gecko. Not 100% sure on the species. I'm not too sure about their distribution much. My guess would be eastern beaked gecko. We had a really shit run. We had a couple dead brown snakes just before. The main road's so busy with cars. It was cool to finally get on the board. We'll keep cruising, see if we can get something a bit better. Oh, finally, our first elapid. This is a mildly venomous species called a Jan's banded snake. They're very beautifully patterned. They're a burrowing species. Not something I really expected. I'm pretty stoked though. That is so good. We'll definitely get some photos of this guy. Awesome. So good. We just found Nephris delaney, or Delaney, the Panat Lagoon knobtail gecko. This species is restricted to the sand dunes around Panat Lagoon in South Australia. I actually read in the book they're considered endangered, probably because of their very small range. This is a female, adult female. She's absolutely gorgeous. I'm super stoked. Knobtails are probably some of my favourite animals ever. They are so good. You're called knobtail geckos. It's a little knob on the end of their tail. And this is such a beautiful species. Far out. I'm so happy. We'll let her cruise off. Hopefully she finds a male and lays some eggs. How absolutely crazy. We're photographing the gecko, and Amy just spotted another Jan's banded snake. How sick is that? They're beautiful. That's crazy. Oh, we'll get back to photographing this gecko. Yoo-hoo! Decided to switch up tactics a little bit, and after we've got the knobtail gecko, trying to look for ring brown snakes. Another Jan's banded snake. This is number 3 for the night. Far out, they're common. I didn't even think we were going to see one. Oh, we'll get him off the road, we'll keep driving. Alright, we just went for a quick road cruise. All we got was that Jan's banded snake. I think it's a bit too late for brown snakes, and I think they're better later in the night when it's really hot, and it wasn't a terribly hot day, so we're just going to go for a quick walk through the sand dunes, see if we can't find any more knobtail geckos before we go, because we both absolutely love knobtail geckos. And then we'll probably go to bed and get up early and try to find some brown snakes tomorrow morning. Just got another one. Number 2 for the night. Another female. Oh my god. How's the pattern on it? Totally in situ. I have not disturbed her. She's a lot bigger too. Wow, that pattern is phenomenal. Wow, what great little geckos. I'm in gecko heaven. It's so good. How adorable is this? Amy just spotted this young one. It's absolutely tiny. Cutest little things in Australia. So cute. Wow, that is so cool. Morning everyone, we just packed up our swag and we're finished here in Panat Lagoon, and now we're going to head north into Coober, Pedy. Not go too long of a drive, I think it's only 4 hours. So if we don't see anything on the way there, I'll update you when we get to Coober, Pedy. Well, we're on our way to Coober, Pedy, and we just found this really beautiful central bearded dragon. I'd probably go as far as saying that's the prettiest one I've ever seen in the wild. Beautiful red. He's just sitting there enjoying the heat. What a cracker of a lizard. Our first sand goanna of the trip, we saw heaps of dead ones. This is the Flaviifurus, which is the central subspecies. There it goes. It's gonna go up this tree. Woo! How good. I love these lizards. They are wicked. So we just made it to Coober, Pedy. We're gonna quickly do some shopping, grab some food, check into the caravan park. We're just gonna camp there for the night, and then we're gonna go head off and go cruising. We're gonna cruise the black soil looking for gibber dragons, hopefully. It's a bit too hot for snakes, I think, but as the day goes on and it gets later and later, our chances of seeing a snake's only gonna get better. So fingers crossed. And then after that we might head out to the breakaways, which is a good spot for a lot of gecko species. I got told the thick-tailed geckos there are very large and the most beautiful colour form in all the country. So fingers crossed we have a good afternoon and night, and I'll catch us later when we start herping. We're cruising these desolate black soil gibber plains. We got our first gibber dragon. This is only a young one. We just lost a bigger one. They are pretty cool little lizards. They're a member of the Ctenophorus species genus. Same as central netted dragons and red barred dragons, things like that. Absolutely incredible lizard, living in one of the harshest places in the world. Sorry, the camera wasn't focused. Incredible. Alright everyone, we had some dinner and waited for the sun to set a little bit so we can at least have a chance of seeing snakes. It's still 33 degrees, it's pretty hot. We're going to give these taipans a really good crack. I don't have a good feeling about this afternoon, but we'll try for a good 6 hours tomorrow morning. and really put some time in for him before it gets too hot. So I'll update you if we see anything cool. I don't think I'll stop for any more gibber dragons. I think we stopped for way too many of them earlier. So hopefully we can just find a snake, and I'll see you soon. Thought I would quickly stop and show you one of these guys. It's an Aryan Elis dragon. They've been all over the roads as it's been cooling down. This is a gravid female. They're beautiful little lizards. Very common on these gibber black soil plains. Awesome little species. Oh well, sun's setting. We better get on the road and keep looking for these taipans. Alright guys, so we were just cruising this black soil in Coober Pedy, and I thought I had a taipan. I was so certain it was a taipan. But it's this pretty skinny mulga snake. I'm still very stoked. Mulgas are probably my favourite snake in the country. One of my favourites. And the colorations in this part of the country aren't red like New South Wales and the Brigalow like you've seen in previous videos. They're this speckly pattern. And he's just cruising around trying to find a meal. These guys are probably feed on, even inland taipans, they do eat other snakes. It is probably their favourite food source, but they can take what they can get, and especially out in a desolate environment like this, he would eat anything. These snakes have the highest venom yield of any snake in the country. It has been beaten by a coastal taipan, but on average, these guys just pump a crap load of venom, and it's not something I want to be bitten by, especially in a place like this. We'll let him go and we'll try to see if we can find a taipan, but pretty sick. Just trying to cruise out of this black soil, come across this big curl snake. First one of the trip, which is pretty surprising, but I kind of knew I was going to get one of these tonight. Super common, as always. Whenever you go for a trip out west, you're going to see one. They are venomous, so I do got to be a bit careful. Although he's pretty calm at the moment. Oh, well, we'll get out of here and try to find some helmeted geckos. Alright everyone, we've just made it to a bit of a jump up, I'd probably call it. Just north of Coober Pedy, and we're just starting to try to find some geckos. I've been told helmeted geckos can be found here. And also very, very large thick-tailed geckos that are also probably the prettiest in the country. Awesome habitat. We're just on top of this jump up. You can't really see it on the camera. We're pretty high up. So we're going to try to walk around here and see if we can't find any geckos. And then we'll probably go back to Coober and go to bed for the night. Just come across the first thick-tailed gecko. And they are beautifully patterned here. Unfortunately, this female, she has a regenerated tail. If you didn't know, geckos can drop their tails and grow them back. But when they do, they come back a different colour than their original tail. Good to see some geckos are moving around. So hopefully we can get a nicer thicktail and a Galliardus. We'll keep walking around and see what we can find. Just got another thicktail, and look at the pattern on this little fella. Absolutely stunning. We'll get you off the road, little guy, and we'll keep looking. Far out, I just got so excited then. Just got a gibber gecko, another one. Saw heaps of these on the road. But this one's beautiful. I might even get a photo of this one because it's got some really nice patterning and it's in some really cool habitat. So still not a helmeted gecko, but cool nonetheless. Unfortunately, we didn't find any helmeted geckos. I didn't want to waste much time looking for them. We're going to get up really early tomorrow morning, well 6:30 in the morning, to try and look for taipans before it gets too hot. So if we don't find anything on our way back to camp, I'll catch you all in the morning. Alright, morning everyone. We are now woken up, had a shower, smashing some up and goes, and the sun hasn't even risen over the horizon yet, and we're already on the lookout for taipans. It's 18 degrees, which is pretty good. Means it's a bit cooler, and hopefully they come out and start either basking on the road or just even active and crossing the road, and we can find one. Fingers crossed. Now, cruising the black soil plains, this is what we're after. The world's most venomous snake according to the LD50 chart, the inland taipan. I was shaking, I was so excited. These snakes live on exclusively mice. They aren't like other snakes, their venom is so toxic, they just bite once, let go. That rat goes and dies so quickly due to their very neurotoxic venom. Far out, I'm so excited. These are also called fear snakes or small-scaled snakes. They're found here in Coober, Pedy, and they're also got a range in Western Queensland where we've looked for them before, but we've never found one, and I just can't believe it. She's still in her, or he or she's still in her winter colours. They go a bright yellow in summer, so she'll go through a shed, and then after the shed she'll go this beautiful colour. I'm just so stoked. I cannot believe what I'm looking at right now. So good. We just finished up having a celebratory breakfast. I still cannot believe we just saw the taipan. I never ever would have thought I'd ever see that species. Anyway, we're just heading out to Uluru now. We've got 480 k's on this road, and then we turn left on the Lassiter Highway. I know once we get to the Northern Territory border, we could be on for some thorny devils, even though it might be too hot now. Late this afternoon, hopefully, we can get a thorny devil. So I'll update you if you see anything. Although, if not, I'll see you at Uluru. Well, we finally made it. After lots of driving, we're in the Northern Territory. Yoo-hoo! We're going pretty good for timing. Should be good this afternoon. Just made it to the Northern Territory. We're at Earl Dunda Roadhouse, and we should be at Uluru late this afternoon. We'll be going across the Lassiter Highway this afternoon and tonight. We're going to get there in good timing for thorny devils. That's probably the main target this afternoon. Maybe even a parenti, and then later tonight, hopefully some knobtail geckos and other snakes like wormer pythons. So we'll see how we go when the temperatures cool and things start becoming active. Just pulled over the side of the highway to Mountain Connor Lookout. Absolutely gorgeous at this time at afternoon. And the habitat here is just absolutely incredible. Soft red sand, beautiful green spinifex, it's so nice. It's been a pretty slow, hot and uneventful day's driving. I think all we saw was a central nether dragon and a sand goanna, and both of them we couldn't really stop for. Although, we have made it. That over there is Uluru. So stoked to be back out here. This is my favourite part of the country I've ever visited. Phew! The sun's just setting. Hopefully we can get a moloch before nightfall. And then once night comes, we can find a snake or a few geckos. Heaps of species I want to see tonight, so hopefully we can find a few. First herp of the night is this sand swimmer. Really quick. I'm not sure what species. Very cool little skinks. I'm not going to bother photographing this guy. I think it'll be a bit of a waste of time. He's just so quick, I don't reckon he'll sit still. Cool to be on the board though. First gecko of the night. I'm pretty sure this is sandplane gecko. Got that beautiful pinstriping down its back. Gorgeous little species. It's pretty good time for snakes at the moment, so I think I might focus on them. And then later tonight I'll see if I can find some more geckos in the sand dunes. Really cool. And here is one of the targets. Nephris levasimus, or the pale knob-tailed gecko. These are adorable little species. Very common in the sand dunes around Uluru. I am stoked. This is knobtail number 2 for the trip. 3 more to go. Yoo-hoo! Beautiful. How crazy is this? Knobtail gecko species number 2 for the night. This is Nephris levis, smooth knob-tailed gecko. We've seen these guys on the channel before. So good to get another one though. I keep these guys at home, I absolutely love them. Now we just got my personal favorite animal ever. This is a northern spiny-tailed gecko, or Strophus ciliaris. They are pretty common throughout arid Australia and northern parts of Australia. They've got these beautiful eyelashes. They go over their eyeballs, and as you go down their body, they have spines that go down their tail, 2 rows of spines. Those spines can actually squirt a sticky fluid when they're threatened. Oh, he's kamikazing. When they're threatened, they can squirt a sticky fluid out of their tail. These are the coolest little geckos. I'm super stoked. We'll let him go. Just got this baby Levissimus, absolutely tiny. He is the cutest little thing ever. That is so cute. Wow. Pretty slow on the snakes, but I'm still having fun with these geckos. Look at him cleaning his eyeball. Super sick. Unfortunately, we didn't have too much good luck road cruising for snakes, but I'm just gonna quickly walk in the sand dunes behind our campground and try to see if we can find any knobtail geckos moving around the sand before I go to bed. Just come across this absolutely tiny Levissimus. That is tiny. It's got no tail. What the hell? That is so small. So adorable. I love these geckos. Hopefully we can find an adult. And here's yet another little baby Levissimus. These guys are so cute. I can't seem to find the adults though. Really cool geckos. Alright everyone, I think I might call it a night. And also this will be the end of episode 1. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to see more episodes. We're going to hang around here for one more day and one more night, and then head to Kings Canyon after that. So the next episode should be good, and hopefully you'll find heaps more animals for it. See you then. Thanks everyone for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and follow our socials down below.